Hello there everyone, and welcome to this course on beginning Java, brought to you by CodeRGB. I am Brendan Goodenough, and before we dive right into the series, I just want to go through a brief overview as to how this course will work. So, firstly, who exactly is this course designed for? Well, this course is mainly designed for people who are new to programming on the whole, object-oriented programming especially, or even if you're just new to Java, this course is designed for you. That's not to say it won't be beneficial for people who do have experience in programming, it's just that it's mainly designed for those without. And now my belief is that the best way to learn any programming language is by actually making useful stuff with it. Rather than just spending lesson upon lesson learning different snippets of code, different concepts that you know the code, but you have no idea where the code goes, and so it's pretty much useless. And so this course is going to be working in the way that we'll be working on through each lesson. We'll be creating whole applications and becoming more and more familiar with Java as we build these applications and using different concepts as we need it, but for a practical purpose. And so in other words, if you're thinking along the lines of a software engineer and you just want to make cool stuff that works and learn Java along the way, then this course is most definitely for you. If, however, you're looking for more of a computer science approach, just learning the concepts and gazing upon the theory day after day, lesson after lesson, then this course might offend you a little bit because it will be a bit lacking in that respect. And now that that's aside, let's kick off this course by doing what we all love and enjoy, installing new software. Now there are two pieces of software that we need and are very vital to this course in order to begin developing our programs in Java. The first piece of software that we need to install is the Java Development Kit, or the JDK. Now the JDK contains all the libraries required for us to both compile and run our own Java programs. So in order to download the JDK, open up your web browser, head on over to oracle.com, hover over the Downloads tab here, and click on Java for Developers. Once the download page is open, click on the first download link here, and make sure you're downloading the most recent version for you. This is currently Java 8 Update 40 for me, but whichever one's the newest for you, click on download, and this will take you to the license agreements page. Accept the license agreement and download the version that is relevant to your computer. Mine is Windows 64-bit, so I'll be downloading that one. Although I do have Java already installed, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that. But don't pause the video just yet. Even though the download is going to take a while, we still have one more piece of software that we need to start downloading so that we can use it, and that is the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. And Eclipse is an IDE, or an integrated development environment, which means it allows us to write, compile, run, and debug our projects all from one piece of software. And so in order to get Eclipse, head on over to eclipse.org, find the download button at the top of the screen, click on it, and choose your operating system and the version relevant to you make sure it's the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. And so this will take you to the downloads section, or the mirror selection page, and you want to choose, try the default mirror, as that's normally the fastest one for you. If you click on that, it should start downloading the zip file automatically. Sometimes, for some mirrors, it does error out and go to a 404 not found page because the file is missing, and if that is the case for you, just simply scroll down and find a mirror that works. And now, I highly recommend you go ahead and pause the video and wait for both of these to finish downloading. And so once your downloads are finished, simply go ahead and run the JDK installer, and follow the simple step-by-step wizard until the JDK is successfully installed. Once this is done, we need to double check that the path variable has been set correctly in our system. if it hasn't been set properly, well, we can't really write any of our code and it's not going to work. So in order to check that the path variable has been set correctly, go ahead and open up command prompt, Windows R CMD, and type java-version, space-version. Press enter, and this should display your current Java version that's installed. If this does not display correctly, then your path variable has not been set correctly, and we will need to go through the following steps. And so, in order to set this environment variable, your path variable, to be correct, and so you will be able to access Java like that, simply right-click the Start button, click on System, and then click on Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, and this will open up the Environment Variables window. Now, if you are not an administrator on your computer, do what I'm doing in the system variables, but for the user variables for your account. For the rest of you who are on an administrator account, scroll down to the point where you find the path variable. As you can see, there's a path variable there as well. If it does not exist, click on New and name it path, and you're good to go. Now, if it already exists, click on Edit, and we want to see if there is a JDK listing here. Now, normally you won't have all this like Python or Node.js or all this other stuff. This is stuff that I've installed over time. But if you go and try and find where it says JDK. So if I scroll along here, you can see, should say C program files, Java, and you can see JDK 1.8.0_25, which is my current Java version, which, yes, it's a bit out of date, but oh well. Now, if this variable is not here for you, simply go over to where you installed Java. For me, it's in the C program files Java. As you can see here, I've got my JDK 1.8.0_25, or whichever version that you installed. Open that and go into the bin folder. Now simply select the location, copy the location here, and paste it into your variable value section. Now, if there is an entry beforehand, make sure you put a semicolon after the original entry to show that, or to tell your computer that this is a new entry. Once you've done that, go ahead and click OK, and OK, and OK. Then make sure you've closed CMD and restart it. And open up CMD again, and then type Java space-version, and it should show your correct Java version. So now that our JDK is fully set up and good to go, go ahead and extract the Eclipse file that we downloaded to wherever you like. Now, I normally extract it to program files, but you can put it to your desktop if you like, or my pictures, or my videos, or wherever. Once it's fully extracted, go ahead and double-click on eclipse.exe to open Eclipse. It may take some time to actually open, but when you first start up Eclipse, it will open up a window asking you to specify the default workspace. Now, you can leave this as default, or you can change it to your liking. It's up to you. Once you're happy with your default workspace, click on OK, and the Eclipse welcome screen will appear, as you can see here. Now, we want to go to the workbench, so simply go ahead and click on the workbench icon at the top right of the screen, and this will take you over to the workbench. Now, here is where we will be writing all our Java programs. On the left here, we have the Package Explorer section, and the Package Explorer section will be containing an overview of all the files and the entire structure of our different projects. And so it's quite a neat way of keeping our files in sync and knowing what goes where, pretty much. Now, in the middle section here, we have our code editor, which obviously is where we write our Java code. And you can see on the bottom here we have our problem section, which will highlight any errors we have in our code when it comes to runtime. And of course, if we print things out to console, for testing purposes, a console window should appear down here as well. And this brings us to an end of the first lesson in this course on beginning Java. In the next lesson, we'll be looking at creating our first Java project, a Hello World project, as well as looking at variables and some basic mathematics. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. If you did, then please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget you can also find us on Twitter at CodeRGB or on our website codergb.com.